so much room for activities. All right. All right, so we are back in. It's the next morning. We went and got our blocks out of the garage or the shed or whatever. And these are what I'm going to use for the front of the car to get it up high enough to where we can work under it nice. And they're really awesome when you don't need a small footprint because they take up some serious size. So up front, that's not going to be an issue. I'll put it on the frame rails just behind the engine and it will hold up the car and everything will be fine here. In the back, I went and bought these yesterday because I need the floor space to be able to work around in here. Because I need to put the support points here as close aft, as far aft as I can. This way I don't have any issues with things in my way when I'm cutting out and putting new stuff in. So, these will do a good job of that. And you can see they're plenty tall enough to keep up with our tile blocks. So, yeah, so that'll be the plan today. We're going to get this thing up in the air and then maybe pull the suspension back out for the second time, and then we'll go from there. So that'll be what we're gonna do. I'll set up a little time lapse because it's gonna be an interesting deal. Obviously I can't jack it up high enough to put that giant jack stand or those giant blocks underneath it. So we'll have to go up in steps, which will get sketchy the whole way. So that'll be fun, but all right. All right, so I finally got it up. You'll never know just how much work that was from the little time lapse, but we got it up, and when it was all said and done, we ended up at 0. It's perfect, front to back. Let's see what it looks like side to side. It was 0.2 when we did it originally. Oh my Lord. So I'm not sure if that's lucky or good. I'll take it either way. I am not concerned about how we got there, but we got there. Both of our numbers stay good. She's up in the air high enough. I can take all the parts off that we need to take off, and we'll be good. So I don't know exactly how much further we're gonna go today. I might drop the suspension out. I got some stuff going on later this afternoon. I might not do a whole lot. But yeah, we got her up in the air. Got her all braced up. Next step's to start cutting shit out. So I'll check back in with you guys wherever I get, or I'll see you guys next time. All right, so we are finally to the point of cutting this bad boy up. We're gonna start slow and work our way up. We're gonna cut the spare tire area out, and then we'll end up stepping up to the frame rails and all that as we go. I kind of want to get the tire area out because it gives me an easier way to get in there with the chair and sit down and do what I need to do to cut the frame rails and everything, and cut along the strut towers and all that good stuff. It'll be a little tricky moving around this while I'm sitting there, but we should be fine. So I'm gonna cut all that out, and we'll go from there. So you can see we got a big hole. Lots of more room for activities. And now I can sit in here, which will be nice for when it's time to take these frame rails and stuff out. I need to take this whole section right here out and move forward. And then we need to go a little bit wider too, because the frame rails have to come off. So I left myself plenty of room to keep cutting more out. It's a whole lot easier to cut more and more than it is to put it back. So we're gonna end up keeping going with that. Getting in and out of here is quite the trick, but pretty stoked with it so far. Everything's looking really good, and it looks like it's all gonna work out. So I'm going to hop out and go up underneath here, move some brake lines and some other little stuff like that, so we can continue chopping forward and making a bigger hole in the back of this car. But everything looks good so far, and we'll just keep on going with it.
Whoa, 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 yeah, we are in the place to be, yeah, 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 yeah.
Alright, so we got the whole rear end tore out, got the frame rails cut, we got everything blocked up and supported. Doesn't look like anything's moved at all, so that's really good. And then all the supports seem to be holding pretty well. So we're about to try and get the axle up in here and mock, give us a rough idea where it's going to sit and how it's going to look. Then we'll probably call it for the night. And I think John's going to come over tomorrow. We're going to do some more cutting. We got to cut the frame rails back a little further. And we're also going to have to notch out the tubs a bit as well too for some height. But we'll figure that all out tomorrow. So, let you guys up tomorrow.